Good morning, 5th and 6th grade. Today we're going to be doing one of 3 lessons. There are going to be 3 lessons over the next 3 weeks that you are actually going to have a little bit of a homework assignment for. The first lesson we're doing this week is on perimeter, area, and volume. Now, my 6th graders, you probably remember that we did a little bit with perimeter and area before we left for the virus while we were still in school. So I'm going to do a quick review and a few sample problems with you, and then you are going to have some independent homework online on Clever, and we will send out a class dojo to tell you exactly how to find that online work. That work will be due to Miss R and I by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So you have 7 days to get this done for us, okay? So let's start with perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around something. So the first example we see, we have a length of 5 feet and a width of 3 feet. So if I need to find the perimeter, if I'm building a garden and I am building a wall around my garden, that is perimeter. So if I want to find out exactly how many feet of fence I need, I'm going to do this. I'm going to add up all the sides. So 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3. So how many feet of fencing do I need? 16 feet, okay? So for perimeter, we are adding up our sides. Perimeter, you add your lengths and your sides. Pretty easy, but you have to remember that in order to get the problem right, you need to have, and my 6th graders should know this, labels. So for this to be a correct answer, I have to have the number 16, but I also have to have FT behind it, which stands for feet. So basic recap for perimeter. It is the distance around something, and to find perimeter, you are going to add up all of those numbers, okay? Pretty easy. Okay, now we move into area. Area is the amount of space inside my perimeter, okay? So the outside is perimeter. All of this inside space, that is my area space. So how do I find area? Well, to find area, we are going to take the length, which is 3 feet, times the width, which is 5 feet. So to find area, we're simply going to take 3 times 5. 3 times 5 gives me 15. But am I finished? Not yet. I need to have my label. So 15 feet. And now for area, we do something a little bit different when we do our label. How many numbers did we multiply to get our area? 2. So because we multiplied 2 numbers, we're going to put a squared up here. So my final answer should be area would equal 15 feet squared. And again, we have to write it like this. We have to have that feet squared in order to get the answer correct. If you have 15, great, but you only have half of the answer. So that's area and perimeter. Now, volume. Perimeter was the distance around the outside of something. Area is how much space is in the inside. But volume is a little bit different. For volume, if I have a vase of flowers, or let's say I have a vase, and I want to put flowers into that vase. First, I'm going to put water into the vase before I add my flowers. The water is taking up the volume in the vase. So to figure out how much volume is inside or is inside the space of a container, you're going to do another very simple thing. I have 3 numbers here, 2 inches, 7 inches, and 3 inches deep. So what am I going to do with those 3 numbers for volume? Very simple. I'm going to multiply them together. So 2 times 7 times 3. What does that give me? 42, what's my label? Inches. So I have to have my label. And how many numbers did we multiply together? 3. So up here in the corner, I'm going to have a 3. 42 inches cubed, okay? Because we had 3 numbers, we have an exponent of 3. So volume, multiply, multiply, multiply. Don't forget your label and your cube. Now, here is some practice papers we're going to do together. So, number 1, I have a square. And I know it's a square because all the sides are equal. So if this side is 3 inches, this side is going to be 3 inches, this side is going to be 3 inches, and this side is going to be 3 inches. So for perimeter, what am I going to do? I am going to simply add 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. So what do I add? What do I get when I add 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3? I get 12. So my perimeter is 12. My label is inches. Now for area. Area, I'm going to multiply my length times my width. So then the two numbers I'm going to use are 3 times 3. That gives me 9. So the area of this square would be 9 inches squared. Okay, pretty easy. Number 2, this time we have a rectangle. So if this side of my rectangle is 4 millimeters and this side is 9 millimeters, that means on the opposite sides, we're going to have the same number. So if it's 9 over here, it's going to be 9 over here. And if it's 4 over here, it's going to be 4 over here. So for perimeter, what am I going to do? I'm going to add these numbers. 9 plus 9 plus 4 plus 4. So 18 and 8 gives me 26. So 26 millimeters squared. And then to find my area, I'm going to multiply 4 times 9. 4 times 9 is 36. So 36 millimeters squared. Ooh, oops, did you see I made a mistake? I did, on perimeter. I didn't need this 2 up here, but I put it there, so I'm going to get rid of that. Area, we square. Perimeter, we just let it alone. And Mrs. Poff made a goof because Mrs. Poff is very nervous about teaching like this. So I'm going to need you to give me some help on that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is a few sample problems with volume. Now remember I said volume, super easy. You have 3 numbers. What are you doing? Multiplying all 3 numbers together. So we're going to multiply 1 times 4 times 2. So 1 times 4 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. So my volume is going to be 8 millimeters, and because I'm multiplying 3 numbers, it's going to be cubed. If we look at the next one, we have 6 times 8 times 8. So 6 times 8 is 48, and Mrs. Poff is going to have to do some numbers over here. So 8 times 8 is 64. So put a 4, and we're going to carry my 6. 4 times 8 is 32, and 32 plus 6 is 38. So our volume is going to be 384 millimeters cubed. And that is all we do for volume. Now, you are going to have to do some of these on your own. And what I have right in front of me is one of the papers that you're going to do on your own. This is week 1, independent practice, part 1. This is finding the perimeter and finding the area, just like the sample we did together. Once you finish this page, you're going to see a page that looks like this. And again, this is the exact same thing we did together. This is a volume of rectangular prism where we just multiply our numbers together. So these two papers need to be turned in to me by 11:59 on Sunday evening. So you have all week. Get it done early, then you can rest, relax, play Fortnite, do whatever. It's going to be beautiful at the end of the week, but get your work done early so you don't have to worry about it late on Sunday, like my kids sometimes do. I hope you're all doing great. I want you to know that Miss R and I really, really miss you. And hopefully we can see each other soon, but keep an eye out in the mail because I am going to be sending another round of postcards to all of you. So keep an eye on the mail. You never know when your surprise will show up. If you need help with this, we have open office hours. So you can get in contact with Miss R, myself through open office hours. You also have Class Dojo to get in contact with us. Most of you have my cell phone number if you need to call me, and you can always do that anytime, call or text. Miss R and I will put up a time and we will send it to Class Dojo about when we will have like a half an hour this week, that if you need to pop on and just ask Miss R and I questions about our lessons, you can do it then if you need some extra help. So I hope you have a great day, stay safe, and have fun. Bye.